These YouTube users. I have some lightsaber hilts to show off. First, there's these two saber staffs. This black one here, I'm going to probably be covering on some silver tape. This one down here I recently repaired. I broke the blade and using it on ice, so you had to get replacement blades. The golf club. This one, the black one, I lost one of the pipes, so just at some point I might just get another golf club and wrap enough tape around the base of it to fit in there. And this one right here is a replica of Anakin Skywalker's hilt from Revenge of the Sith. I bought the hilt at Rite Aid. It had an actual extending blade, but I took it out because that's not sturdy enough for dual link. And I also have this dual face lightsaber. This red blade that's on my left hand. That's the normal blade length. It would be positioned about here. So it doesn't really give me much of a reach advantage. But it's really not done. I've got a little bit of work to do still, make it more snug. And I've covered the blade with red tape. And right here's another dual phase lightsaber. Partially based off of Luke Skywalker's lightsaber, but with the hand grip similar to Anakin Skywalker's. And here in my left hand I'm holding the longer blade. It'd go somewhere around this, so it'd be about maybe 2.5 feet longer. It'd give you a great advantage if you're using two hands on that hilt. And this right here is meant to represent a fragment of a saber staff. I made that last summer. Still seems to be in really good shape too. Yeah, and I've also got this one. It looks kind of cool, but the crossguards would be kind of redundant. Well, unless you just want to pretend that the hilt itself is made of lightsaber resistant material. And this one I have to say is my most complicated hilt. It's two hilts in one. It's basically a parable lightsaber. So you can break it down and use it as two separate weapons. It'd be really good for storage. As well, he had managed to put lots of tape on this so I could just slice together. And so it won't give easily. Earlier this year, I made this I wanted to have a curved hilt lightsaber. It works really well. It's fairly easy to catch your opponents off guard, but the blade angle being slightly off because you're holding a different part. And that's the main advantage. Well, that and it can fit better in your hands. There's some moves a little bit trickier, but still really good. And there's this lightsaber. It's kind of made to somewhat resemble Obi-Wan's, but it's a bit more unusual. It has this button up here, though it really protrudes. At least it's partially protected by the emitter end. Next I've got this short-bladed lightsaber. In Star Wars universe that's called a Shoto lightsaber. It's pretty obvious that it's basically a scaled-down lightsaber. I can grip with both hands at need. And although I would not really don't use it all that often by itself, because you have to just using it all by itself, you have to be far more aggressive. just like Yoda in Attack of the Clones when he's fighting Count Dooku. And I've got this lightsaber here, which is, he took off of a handlebar throttle assembly of a snowmobile. Got the inspiration from that from the book I, Jedi, but when Corran Horn did something similar to construct his lightsaber, only it's off of one of those air speeders, the handlebar throttle assembly. And I managed to had to reattach the switch, but it's just to make it look more legitimate. It can withstand impact. Finally, I've got this hefty lightsaber. It was originally I made it originally with the intent of having it be a two-handed one, but I've developed this to use it one-handed just as well. That way, if I wanted to use another lightsaber or some other weapon with it, I could. And I've got a couple of wooden sticks. I just found them randomly and decided why not use them. I could use them if I need to. There's, for those you might not know, there's an obscure Star Wars force power called Force Weapon. So you can basically empower any weapon to be resistant to lightsaber here. And now I've got a rather exotic but not so great weapon. I can remember where I put it. Oh, I found it. Yeah, it's got to be a representation of a light whip. And the handling is really awkward, but then it does have the advantage of reach. However, the greatest disadvantage is when you're in close quarters, which is why it's not wise to rely solely on a whip. And also one more thing I do want to demonstrate before ending this video. And that's a really useful technique for if you're finding somebody who is using multiple lightsabers. So you can use one to bind up the other. And I have a friend here who can help show that. So just take what one we're trying to use for the demonstration. So we've got like that length. And if you get position just right.
I'm stuck. I can't get out.
And just the right technique. Anyways, I just thought I'd show that technique, the pretty useful one when you need it. I might have been off camera, but it should show. So see y'all next time.